What's YouTube? Kate here, and most of you won't know who I am. That's mainly because I have never made a YouTube video before. So yeah. So today I've kind of been in bed a lot. And I thought, well, why don't I just make a YouTube video? So I've been scrolling through YouTube just trying to get some ideas, and I've seen these videos where people have been making videos about their paranormal experiences. So I was like, well, why don't I do that? Because I've had a few of my time, and bearing in mind I'm only 13, so I've had quite a few for my age. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so my first experience. When I was like about 6 years old, my mum said that I woke up around 2 o'clock in the morning, and she told me that I was crying. So she came into my room and she said, "Why are you crying?" And I said, "Mum, there was a stranger in the corner of my room." And my room's quite small. Well, apparently it's big because where I live we have quite a small town. So my room's quite big for a town but quite small for large towns, I guess, if you know what I mean. If you know where I'm coming from. That was an American accent, so weird. I don't know. So I'm like, Mum, there's a girl in my room. And she's like, "No, there isn't, sweetheart." I'm like, "Well, there was, because it was standing right there. And I don't know what I saw in my eyes." And she was like, "Well, there's no anything there." No. So she left. And then I saw it again. It came back. I see dead people. So anyway, so I saw her again, and I managed to see some of her features. Basically, you couldn't really see her face. Well, you could see like the shape of the face, but there was nothing there. And she's wearing like a dark grey mid-length dress, and like I thought that was pretty spooky. So I was just like, "I'm blocking you out my vision. Goodbye." So yeah. Then I fell asleep somehow and forgot all about it. All about it. Second experience. So basically my second experience is when I was about 8 years old. And I had a bad dream. And you know when you get the bad dreams and you don't want to go to sleep, you just look around the room and you're like, what is going to kill me? I want to die right now because I feel like someone's gonna come up to me and then I go, "I'm here," and I'm watching you when you sleep. No. So anyway, I was like, I don't want to go back to sleep. And you know you get those little Buddha bear things? Yeah, I had one of those, but it was a designer bear, which is like an Asda thing. And it was a little papa unicorn. And y'all know that a toy doesn't just sit up. Because this is my version. I'll do it this way. This is my version of my toy. I touched the hoof like this, and it just sat up. And I'm like, hell to the no. I'm like living right next to this thing, and it just sat up. And I'm like, okay, this is a bit weird. But so I let go, and it didn't fall back down. It's just still sat up. So I'm just like, this is a little bit spooky, because it's definitely not me, because it's just still sitting up. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to see this anymore, so I just pushed it back down, and it just stayed back down, but it's slowly risen, so I just pushed it back down again, and then sit down like that. I'm like, oh, thank God for that. So, me, grabbed it, shoved it in my bottom drawer, and then I like tied string around the drawers, and padlocked it, and this was about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was tired, and I was just like, padlock, boom, it's not going to affect me anymore. I was wrong. After that, my office chair went across my room. And you all know that wind does not blow an office chair, let alone it had loads of stuff on it I was getting rid of. So this thing went right across the room, like at full speed, like suddenly it pushed it. And no, that isn't, and you think that's it. Well, no, it's not. It really is not. Yeah. My door opened and slammed shut. I screamed. My mum didn't wake up, my dad didn't wake up, which I wanted them to wake up. So thank you, Dad, for being a heavy snorer and a sleeper. My mum being light, but she's probably just telling my dad to shut up. So anyway, that happened, and I was very scared. Then my one when I was about 10. I have two friends called Chloe. My friend over there, this way, in my area, she's my best friend. The one over here, my old friend, but I don't like her anymore. Other Chloe, yes, the one which is in this experience. So anyway, I live two doors down from a cemetery. So you all know what cemeteries hold: graves and dead people. Woo! So me being me, I had to go home, and guess what we have to walk home to get home? Through the cemetery. Oh, show it to my ears. So that was me, that one me, walking through here like, oh, look at me everybody, I'm walking through a cemetery, I'm such a big girl. I was so wrong. I couldn't have been much more wronger. I don't even know if that's the word. I couldn't be much more wrong even if I tried. I was walking halfway, mind you. It's a quite big cemetery, and it's up a hill. So I was like walking, I'm like, oh, look at me. Then I felt like somebody who grabbed hold of my sword, like physically grabbed hold of it with like really long nails and dragged it right down my arm. I just put my brush up. And I was like, hell to the no. Fuck, there's nobody on my shoulder, so I am fucked. So I'm like, okay, so it might be one of my friends playing a prank on me. So I was like, I did karate. You're going down if you're playing a prank on me. I looked behind gravestones, I looked around. I like patrolled most of the cemetery. Being me, no. Dead people, cemetery, about 200 graves. Yeah, I did that. There was nobody. I even looked in trees. Nobody whatsoever. So I was like, okay, on one, I'm going to leg it out of here. 3, 2, 1. Ran home, screamed, cried, told my mum. She's like, don't be so stupid. I'm like, Mum, you look like you believe me. And trust me, my mum is quite weird when it comes to this stuff. Because she says she doesn't kind of believe, but then when I tell her, she actually gets it spooked out. So I kind of think she does believe, but she's just pretending not to believe, just for me, to keep me happy, I guess. So then my dad was like, oh, I'm just like overreacting, and I was not overreacting at all. And felt something. I went up in my room, up the stairs obviously, looked, and had 3 scratches down my arm. It killed. I knew. I was like, Mum, I knew something was burning on my arm. Because look, it did. She's like, what the hell? I was like, okay, don't cut yourself there. You being serious, mate? So I'm like, okay. I looked up on the internet. Charity Mark, Ghost Schools, Podgeese, whatever you say it, did that to me. Did it to me. What did I do to them? Anyway, so that was my other experience. And my most recent one is when I was, I think it was like 12 and 13, like linked. I think it was like on my birthday, so I was like 12 and 13. You know what I mean. And my ex-best friend, she and me and her really wanted to do the Ouija board. So if you don't know what a Ouija board is, it is a board with a sun and a moon. And on the sun it says, well, this would be the sun for you guys. So the sun would say yes, the moon would say no. Then you have A to Z, but I'm part American. You get the, yeah. So A to Z, they had 1 to 9 and then the 0 in the end. And then goodbye. And you could like communicate with them with the planchette, which is the little thing with a circle in it, so you could see what that is. And we found out that I had like 4 ghosts or something in my room. And I did not move it. So I was like, you moved it, didn't you? You're really trying to fucking scare me, aren't you? And she's like, no, on my life, I'm not moving this. I'm like, you better not be lying, bitch. So I still don't know to this day if she's lying or not. But yeah. And anyway, apparently I had like 4 ghosts. And there was this girl. And she said she was 7 years old. And she died in a car crash in 1840 something. And this house is pretty old. So I'm like, are you being serious? Because when I was 6, I saw a girl ghost in the corner of my room around 7 years old. What a fucking coincidence. So I'm like, Leah, she's like, what? I saw a ghost in the corner of my room when I was like 6. And she was like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, yeah. And apparently her parents went to hell because she was abused by them. And her brother, like, got lost somewhere. So I was like, And then I think it's like her other brother, or I don't know if it's a sister or not. And apparently he's in the house as well, but he's not as active. And then, guess what happened to me then? My leg was freezing and I could not, like, I was like this on the floor. I could not move my leg. Like, it was glued to the floor. I swear to God on my life. I was like, Leah, my leg. Is it, like, stuck on something? Or am I actually just, like, or can I just physically not move it? And she's like, oh, fuck, you cannot move your leg. Nothing's on it. You can go away from me because you got a ghost on you. I'm like, okay. That's something which I've always wanted to be touched by a freaking ghost. Thank you. I'm so popular. I'm really not. So anyway, after that, I got really scared, and then it kept zooming to goodbye, and then it went right off the board, and I shut myself. I ripped the board up we made, chucked it in the trash, and I licked it a little bit. Don't tell my parents that. Thank you guys, because fire kids. Yeah. So yeah. So those are my paranormal experiences, and it's actually giving me goosebumps thinking about it, so I'm just like, obviously. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment, do all those YouTube things, you know, because it'd be a bonus down below. So yeah, so I'll be posting videos once a week. I'm not sure what days yet, because I do get my tablet taken off me, and that's what I record on. You know, I have a really perfectly good camera there, but I just can't be bothered to upload it on my computer. Anyway, enough of the jibbly jabbling dibbly doing. I'm going to end this video, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.